We'll be here with the third game on our second day of U21 Invitational. Quebec taking on Manitoba.
And I am here as well. Manitoba, both teams 1-1. So big game in the standings in this round robin tournament. And are we good? Are we good with the testing? And we are good with the testing. So I will stop talking now.
The town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg, we offer our residents an abundance of services and amenities, from quality schools to a hospital with a fully functioning emergency room to great seniors housing. Our recreational facilities are second to none. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, the Heritage Arts Centre, Fines Field at Quarry Park, our paved walking paths, nature trails, and our jewel, Kinsman Lake. Stonewall has a strong base of businesses full of dedicated community-minded entrepreneurs that include a full range of retail and personal service businesses. Our industrial park has grown significantly in recent years, demonstrating the robust economy of our community and surrounding area. The quality of life experienced by our residents rivals any other community, which is why Stonewall is a great place to call home.
Starting lineups being announced. Manitoba, they're visiting on the board, so they'll be up to bat first against Quebec. Quebec beating Nova Scotia pretty handedly this morning. It was a surprising game, Cassidy. That was kind of the game where we're like, hey, this is the game to watch, kind of to see how it's going to play out. Nova Scotia, not their strongest showing, so they'll see if they can turn around tonight. But right now, Manitoba, with a very powerful showing against Saskatchewan, is looking to show that, hey, you know what, we got a chance this tournament. We're not a team to be kind of swept aside. Yeah, so what do you think, just watching so far? What do you see for these
teams? We talked to Zoe Hicks after the game last night, and she was pretty adamant that the result against Saskatchewan was really a continuation of their good hitting near the end of their Ontario game. Started really getting bats onto balls, as the cliche, and all those good baseball cliches that we can all spout out at the drop of a hat. But I think Manitoba will be looking to continue that momentum. And if you look back at that Ontario game, it was really a bit of a disastrous start to that game that really set them completely off. And in the later half of that game, Manitoba performed a lot more like they would probably expect to perform.
And that's just kind of going back to Ontario. I mean, Quebec put up a lot of runs against Ontario, but they let up. Ontario's bats are on fire. They have almost 40 runs, maybe over 40 runs, maybe. No, closing in on 50, I think. A lot of runs.
Yeah, that's putting up 23 just because of the way that really helped. So they have 23. Yeah, how fast can you do math here?
Pretty good.
23 plus 12.
That's 35.
Plus 13.
That's 48.
There you go.
So 40, almost 50 runs, which is just, it's a technical term. It's like a smorgasbord or something. So tonight we have Nova Scotia versus Ontario. And so tomorrow Manitoba versus Nova Scotia. So as kind of showing, Quebec is kind of expected to win. So if Quebec can win right now, but even if they lose, they're still in a decent position going in to avoid Ontario in that 1-4 game. For Manitoba, you really need to you got to win one of these next two games.
Yeah, this is a
placement game.
1-1 versus 1-1. You take the lead in the standings. Really put yourself in the best possible position. Right now, I don't want to slot Saskatchewan into last place, but that's where they are right now.
Yeah.
And they still have to play Ontario as their one more game. So it's going to be
Quebec
as their one game. So if you're Manitoba, you lost to Ontario. Quebec lost to Ontario too. So you beat Saskatchewan. Quebec might beat Saskatchewan, might not, but
it comes down to
this game.
Yeah.
If you want to get
Manitoba, Nova Scotia.
slot,
Yeah,
they need to
Manitoba,
beat
Nova
one of
Scotia is not like Nova Scotia. That was an abnormal showing this morning. That was not the norm for them. So it's going to be a tough 2 games for Manitoba. We're again, and we apologize to Saskatchewan fans. It's not that we want to say. We kind of talked last game. It's not that they don't deserve to be here, but there just seems to be a bit of fielding errors they need to kind of work on. And we talked about their age means they have 3 years to work on with almost all the team. So Quebec, you're almost good in that 2-3 game. But now Manitoba becomes really huge. So we have Manitoba at first. Catcher Caitlin Culleton. I shouldn't say catcher. I believe
second
she's base today. All right, Caitlin Culleton, number 7, facing number 15. That is not 15. Or I have the wrong sheets in front of me. I do have the wrong sheets in front of me. That is Isabelle Denis. First pitch strike, second pitch. Ooh, driven hard. But center field, good range, sliding catch there. And we've just talked about the outfielders they're having to do a lot of running, just some big cranks out there. And able to get it in time. Now we have Brittany Longley.
Longley, one of 3 Manitoba pitchers ineligible to pitch into this game. Obviously, they played twice yesterday, so burning through the arms a little bit quicker as Longley fouls that one back. Move the count up to 0-2, so she's falling behind early.
And when you have kind of the first day, we talked about that first game, maybe not necessarily throwing your best arms right away or your longest arms. Cutting short a lot of pitching. I don't think many went over 45 in that first game. Maybe one, but still just needing to save arms. And now today, if they can do good today, then they have until tomorrow when all their arms are back. So it's good to kind of get them into that second, third place game. And, we're kind of pumping up Ontario here. Team Ontario defending champs and looking, again, like the team to beat. That ball is driven long and center fielder. Wow, just another great one. Who was that in center field? Ask Cassidy because he's.
We were talking during the introduction of the Quebec lineup. Did not catch who is playing center field. We'll have to grab a number as she comes off.
And we're kind of doing it almost turned. We're doing kind of a impromptu intro sound check, just trying to make sure our board. We were having overheating. First pitch. This is Caitlin Hepner. But we overheated in the Ontario-Quebec game yesterday, and trying to avoid that again today.
Well, it actually turned out not too bad because we were off the air for all the boring parts of that game. So if you were tuned in yesterday, you missed practically nothing.
The 1 inning or so that there wasn't a bunch of runs
or hits even. So
we got back in time for Ontario's surge and. Sure,
stayed okay throughout that game. We're still looking for a game to finish in the 7th inning.
As Hepner has a 2-2, back up, get people behind us jumping around. Ladies dodge it, splits them. Field goal is good if you're a football fan.
They got the umbrella out, trying to protect themselves from the sun as it is bursting through the haze a bit more now. That's popped.
Oh, what a catch.
Second base, able to make that catch.
Just diving catch.
Going on the ground.
So as we go into the bottom of the first inning, no hits, no runs, obviously. Well, not obviously, with so many errors and walks. It happens sometimes, pass balls. But no hits, no runs. It's a 0-0 game. We'd like to thank our inning sponsor. That is Sonova Credit Union. Sonova has 15 full-time branches. And several of them are open on Saturday, including Stonewall, Toulon. And it says Selkirk, but I also have Selkirk is from 12 to 4, but Stonewall, Selkirk, Toulon from 9 to 4. And maybe Selkirk's only 12 to 4, but all 3 locations in Winnipeg are 12 to 4. So thank you to Sunova Credit Union. Again, if you want to see St. Bernard Lily, the DOG, Directors of Greetings, go to Stonewall or Toulon. Sunova branches there on August 15th. You can follow them on Facebook to see when. Also,
you can't underestimate how valuable it is as somebody who's now working a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 4 job. Having that flexibility to get stuff done on your days off, it's nice to have.
Yeah, I work from home as my main job, so I don't have to worry about that. But I can definitely remember the days. My bank was open late on Friday, so it was like woohoo payday. But everyone else was woohoo payday, and sometimes the line would be out the door of people trying to get their paychecks in. And now most people do direct deposits, but there's enough out there that still do checks that becomes such a huge. It's nice. Jamie Johnson comes up to bat here, or not up to bat, up to pitch. We'll give out a shout out. We talked about the Lumber Zones, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You like the U21 Invitational post for the gift card. Well, I found out the gift card is for $200, so that can buy a bit of lumber for your project, whatever your project might be.
So LaBelle, the center fielder, made a couple great catches in that top of the first. Now we're going to get things going in the bottom of the first, leading off.
0-1 is the starting.
Second base settling under that pop-up.
Kind of like
makes the catch.
Used to Culleton behind the plate, playing those pop-ups from catcher's position, doing the same there a second. Catcher is Jade Ledahowski. We've seen her a lot at first base, even though she is listed as pitcher-catcher for them. Gouvernement hitting number 2 again. They hit number 2 earlier today after hitting number 9 in the game against Ontario. Done well in both, really. Fouls that off. 0-2 is the count. And Quebec's loss to Ontario definitely wasn't their bats that lost them the game. It was not even so much the pitching and fielding. It was just Ontario winning the game. Sometimes you play a good game, but the other team is just on a roll, on fire.
Well, the international rules with extra innings definitely played a factor in that. It looked like Quebec was well on their way, getting as Gouvernement fouls that one off, staying alive. Quebec managed to get 2 outs, only with one of those runs cashing in, but then Ontario with a nice little rally, finally winning on a pass ball after maneuvering a runner to third in a tie game.
1-2 pitch, popped up shortstop, and that is Hepner making that play, making it look easy.
Playing out the shortstop for Guillermo 2 away.
Again, this 3 o'clock game, the sun's kind of moved more to the side. It can kind of shine back on maybe the catcher or so, but the fielders generally have an easier time. Senna Catterall at the plate, hitting number 3.
Heard from her this morning after the Nova Scotia victory, playing right field. Had a great put out, 9 to throw to first base. She'll pop this one up. Zoe Hicks settles under that one. Third base makes the catch.
So the Manitoba infield all getting it out. Second, short, and third pop up. We'll be back with your second inning after a quick commercial break.
town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg.
Jade Ledahowski, first pitch hit over to short, thrown over, and not able to run it out.
Both teams, that's the fastest inning by far that we've seen. Two teams going 1-2-3.
Zoe Hicks, owner of an In the Park Grand Slam from yesterday.
Using the whole field. Looking to swing. And if you didn't catch the interview with her after the game from last night, definitely load that up and check it out.
Asked her about that and
how she felt when she rounded third. She had a great answer about how she felt when she rounded third and got the wave home. So be sure to definitely check that out on either YouTube or Facebook.
1-1 pitch, another hard hit.
That's going to be another extra bases.
Could be a triple here at least.
She's going to get the wave around to third. Ball will come in, and she'll in with a stand-up triple.
Gotta wonder if she's run to third there. What's the coach saying? Did I get it? But no, not this time. Still a solid triple with one out here in the top of the second. Bringing up Caitlin Wilkinson. Looking to open up the scoring with one out and a runner on third. Manitoba may hop out to the early lead. High pitch. Just a lot of power there.
I think a good time to we say it every game. This is a full-size field here at Fines Field in Stonewall. 330 to each foul pole and 400 to straightaway center. So if you can split between the center fielder and a right or a left fielder, that's
there
just
it
smacked
is.
right up the middle. That'll score Zoe Hicks. She's clapping her hands as she goes. A little bit of a bobble in the outfield, and Wilkinson will settle into second base with a double. So I was saying, if you can get through, if you can split the fielders here, that ball will roll.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get some power behind it. So
Olivia Sheldon up to hoping to continue some offense for swinging strike one.
Saw her pitch a bit yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It's a very hard hit up the gut and getting into the outfield. Ooh, breaking ball inside. First base coach not able to grab it in Manitoba, but foul ball.
Yeah, he's number 35. I don't have a coach number 35, so he's getting off easy because I don't know his name.
that one's in play to first
play.
Ooh, a bit. Oh no!
Oh,
so close, but did get out. Able to run the. Able to tag the batter. Sorry.
Yeah. There was a LeBlanc at first base. Bit of a bobble.
Wilkinson is able to go to third. Amber Baker, we saw a left-handed pitcher yesterday, winning player of the game for them in their first game. Kind of really stopped the Ontario surge for a bit. High pop.
Oh, a fluke. Bit of a error there.
Miscommunication between short and left. I think short thought they had it, heard left call it off, but maybe left didn't think she heard her, and they both just kind of backed off. And
that's going to go down as an error. Not sure who that's charged to. Probably left, but either way, Caitlin Wilkinson comes home, and Manitoba 2-0 lead. That's popped up right away.
Laura Kilbride.
And again, just finds a spot.
That dead zone, that as I've called it all weekend, and maybe someone else has a different name, but when the three all run and none of them can get there in time, Ontario has been just masters of that. And
That one, I don't know if it's more of a dead zone or communication. If somebody takes responsibility for that ball and really runs it down and really runs at it with authority instead of three people running as it hesitantly, I think you see that ball get caught. But everyone running a little hesitantly at it, not sure who has it.
Actually, looks like it might have been scored as
an error. It is scored as an error.
Be interesting to see who's responsible for that one, too. Caitlin Culleton's back up. Quickly goes down 0-2.
So 2 errors here in the top of the second.
Good
Culleton
contact.
To second. Second will just trot over, touch the base, and end the inning, but not without some damage as Manitoba takes a 2-0 lead, led by Zoe Hicks leading, or not leading off, but hitting her one-out triple. And Manitoba taking control here in this pretty decisive game.
Going into the bottom of the second, we'd like to give a shout out to Imperial Cabinet, conveniently located off 2424 Ferrier Street between Murray and Templeton in the north end of the city. Their 2,500 square foot showroom is open to the public Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. They offer traditional contemporary as well as fully customizable kitchen and bathroom cabinets. That's Imperial Cabinets.
You know what everybody needs? Everyone needs a nice little cabinet for their baseball gear, you know? You go out.
Isn't that what the coat tree downstairs in the basement because it's all sweaty and stinky?
Yeah, you need a nice little cabinet.
We want to thank our diamond sponsors. Thank you, the Universe Sports Group.
And then, you know, where you can go to Kahuniverse to grab those baseball supplies and go to Maker Cabinets, get those cabinets made, you know?
There you go.
So
shout out to as many of our sponsors as can. Of course, we do appreciate the sponsors because without them we can't really bring this game to you. And kind of focusing on Manitoba amateur sports, even across Canada now with the national thing of just it's so great that our sponsors. So even if you don't buy something from them, if you see them, just walk in and say hi, thank them.
Well, that's a 9-pitch first inning for Jamie Johnson last time, so
looking to do a quick 3 up, 3 down, and of course Quebec's going to try to say no thank you. First pitch ball, okay, a little on the inside.
Levesque, or Levesque, I should say, I believe. If I'm reading that accent right. I might be reading that accent wrong. Yeah, Levesque.
1-2, the count. One-two pitch. Ooh. High, maybe outside as well.
And it looks like the numbers for Quebec almost look like camo from probably, I think, where we're sitting from, but actually it's little pictures of people, it looks like.
Ooh, hard hit right to Culleton in second. Pop out. Yeah, we were wondering if that was like kind of an urban digital camo, but no. Cassidy, he is very much into the uniform styles.
Yeah. Well,
so he had to
do a quick little uniform check. Manitoba with the black, with the Manitoba across the front, and Quebec in the red, white, and blue.
Blue, red, and white.
Well, blue, red. No.
Blue, white, and red.
Blue, white, and red.
Ooh, high pitch. Castillo swings and misses.
I think Castillo thought that one was going to drop in on her. Stayed up high.
Hard power swing, too. We've talked about her power, we've talked about her speed, and we've talked about her defensive ability. And looking to try to get that big hit to get that 2-run lead dwindled and gone. 0-2 now the count after a called second strike. A little high. Yeah, that's definitely...
Smart pitch from Jamie Johnson there.
I got contact, I think, is going to find the gap, and it does. Got some time to roll, but right fielder there and a good position in keeping Castillo at first. We talked about earlier today, left fielder for Nova Scotia, Lorette, keeping Castile at second, and a big hit there. And the right fielder there, that's, I believe, Caitlin Wilkinson, keeping her at first just by getting behind it and not letting that ball roll past. Isabelle Denis up to bat.
Trying to help her own cause here. She's the pitcher right now for Quebec.
A high outside evens out the count at 1. It's definitely hot right now. I believe we're at or right around our high, which was 34 today.
Still that breeze coming in from right field.
But not as frequently as I would like.
Well, you see, I'm not sure if there are the flags of Canada and the 5 provinces competing here, and they're out in center field, and they're blowing pretty good. As the knee fouls that one back onto the corrugated roof, and it bounces a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we actually have an updated high of 35 degrees in the next hour or so. 33 right now, so still getting hotter. Even as the afternoon wears on. 1 and 2. You leave your water bottle on your table for pitch, kind of low outside. And after 10 minutes, your ice water is kind of lukewarm and dingy. So I kind of rotate it through our cooler. I'll put a half drunk one in there and take one out. And 2-2's the pitch. A little high. You are out, even though there's still kind of a haze. The sun doesn't feel as beaming down, but it is hot.
And it's not, it's muggy, but it's not like extremely muggy.
Yeah, you're not swimming in the humidity. That's always nice when it's not like that. Full count here. Denis hits that up. That might drop in front of center field. It does. I think Castillo took kind of a slow start. Not sure if it would go to the center fielder and had to make up time getting to second. LeBlanc's coming up, and she took a massive hit to the left side of her ribs. Knocked the wind out of her. I was impressed with how she was able to just walk almost effortlessly to first, but once she got to first, she had to take a breather. Maybe kind of stunned. It was solid. But she's back, she's in, and she looks ready to knock in the tying run, I think. It's at first there, but she has the power, I believe. Called strike.
Taking a pretty aggressive lead at second.
Yeah, ball, even if it just kind of squeaks through, Castile, I think, has the speed to turn 3 in most situations. That hit goes. There goes 1 and 2.
Just getting 2.
Great double play by Manitoba. And
that's your traditional 6-4-3 double play.
Mm-hmm. Something we haven't seen too much either. Well, for one, that sand and that yesterday, it seems to be cooperating today. But that sand spitting balls up in people's faces and shoulders, or just doing weird things and not able to play that ball, or and just fast runners, or a bobble where they just have to abort the double play and just go for the run at first. So great play. And as we go into the top of the third inning, we will be back after a commercial break.
The town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg, we offer our residents an abundance of services and amenities, from quality schools to a hospital with a fully functioning emergency room to great seniors housing. Our recreational facilities are second to none. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, the Heritage Arts Centre, Fines Field at Quarry Park, our paved walking paths, nature trails, and our jewel, Kinsman Lake. Stonewall has a strong base of businesses full of dedicated community-minded entrepreneurs that include a full range of retail and personal service businesses. Our industrial park has grown significantly in recent years, demonstrating the robust economy of our community and surrounding area. The quality of life experienced by our residents rivals any other community, which is why Stonewall is a great place to call home.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Will face off. Brittany Longley will face off against Isabel Denis first. Longley fly it out first time up. One-0 pitch. Ooh, right to second base though. Again, one of those hard up the middle, but luckily, those hits is all about placement. The second baseman, the ball's coming so hard, it can only move a few feet either way. So if you put it just a few feet more, it would go by, but not this time.
Loud. That was loud off the bat.
You didn't have hearing problems before. Might now. Caitlin Hepner popped out her first time up. Ground over to third baseman, playing it. Hard throw, was close, and it's out. A lot of Manitoba fans deciding they know better.
Looked.
It was
hardly.
close.
You almost. You know, by sound almost a lot of the time.
Now 2 away. Now
and
number 24.
Couldn't hear it, but it looked like the throw got there for sure. Very close play though.
I was going to see in my delay replay. Got a delay.
Ledahowski straight to the shortstop. Shortstop takes her time, throws to first, and that will do it.
For the top of the third inning.
The third inning. So ground out, ground out, ground out. That's a really quick inning.
Yeah.
Keep the pitch good for keeping the pitch
Four
count low.
pitches? 5?
4 or 5 pitches.
Yeah.
It was first pitch swinging for 2.
And second pitch on the on the 1. But anyways, we go into the bottom of the third. We'll give a shout out to Sonova Credit Union, our inning sponsor.
The organizing committee would like to thank
Sonova Credit Union is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Sonova CU, or their website, sonovacu.ca. Remember, we need help with banking. You don't have to phone call, which they are open not only all 5 days of the week, but Saturday as well. But you can text or even an online chat service to talk with someone, and we'll talk about kids being loud. We won't call them antisocial generation, but the generation that lives over text instead of telephone calls. If you're one of them, and if you are part of that, and you get offended when you say, hey, don't say antisocial, I prefer text and online chatting. Sometimes I'll look at my phone when it's ringing, and it's my brother. He can text me. But hopefully he's not watching.
I assume your brother
today.
Is not watching? Yeah, I was going to say.
Sometimes I have one that does.
So whoever's not listening,
that's
who you're referring to.
Well, yeah.
If somebody's tuning in, it's not them.
Yeah, I have 4 brothers, so, there we go. They will argue about which one. Well, actually, but only 2 of them actually call me. So.
Oh, okay, so that narrows it down.
But yeah, you can online chat, Sonova Credit Union, also text messaging, which is kind of cool. Or if you have loud kids, you don't have to be antisocial to use it. You can have loud children or whatever. First pitch here to Kelly, driven back. It's Bridget Kelly, number 8, facing off against Jamie Johnson. Ooh, do a bit of a dance there. Second baseman able to stop it, but won't be able to get that. Colleton getting her workout today, catching some pops, some high pops, some low pops, some mid pops, and now a diving to stop it from going into center field.
That's very nice agility to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about forcing errors. That if you hit that and you're lazy running to first because you think it's going through, nice effort by the second base to get there, stop it.
Alexandre Fournier. I was thinking Alexandra, but no, Alexandra is LaCroix, number 24. It's Alexandre. It is the bottom of the third. 2-0 Manitoba over Quebec. Quebec at bat, runner on first with no outs. Of course, Quebec in a pretty handed win over Nova Scotia, which, a testament to Quebec, because Nova Scotia is not a walkover, but Nova Scotia kind of dropping it themselves.
Showing bunt. Fouled off. Fournier looking to flip the order with a bunt.
Round out the bottom here. Oh, and 2 the count.
How to stop any bunt ideas.
Of course, for some casual fans might know if you bunt foul, it's a strikeout, whereas if you hit foul, it is not. Pitch out to get the,
throw.
And I
Did
believe
she get the tag, and she did get the tag.
They do the pitch out to try to get the steal, and it worked for them. That'll be a first out.
Second base. 1 away.
Jade Ladahowski, catcher, senior first base, although she is marked down as a catcher.
She popped up right away.
Mm-hmm.
She knew it was on, and
I think that was a called
ball.
1-2 pitch. Get right past. Colleton not able to knock it down, but it'll still be held at 1. I think that was a called pitch out of the way she just kind of immediately stood up in the pitch, kind of in that position where you kind of throw that pitch away when you're ahead to catch that runner. But Fournier able to get a single, so Quebec puts one back on the base, hoping to start the offense. Do invite fans and fans from Quebec. We were watching last year. We had some Quebec fans ask questions in French, and we pulled out the Google Translator, and we were able to actually answer it. So, first pitch called strike. So if you do have questions, and you're like that farm boy says, well, he barely speaks English, as I put it. Feel free to ask it out, and we aren't shy about using that. Ooh, kind of a big hop and throw, and that one not as good a placement, just kind of the pitch as well, but Fournier will steal that base. We were asking around where we think we have, maybe for this game or maybe for tomorrow, we have some French speakers willing to help us out with interviews, and it was kind of nice to talk about CBC coming and interviewing Manitoba French speakers as well as Team Quebec last year. 1-1 pitch. Ooh, little outside. LaBelle trying to get contact and misses. 1-2. Nice for people in Quebec to hear their family friends playing. 1-2 pitch. A little high. He'll even it out at 2.
Little less fireworks here in this game. We've seen a couple teams just jump out in the first inning and just rack up 5 or 6 runs in the first couple innings.
Yeah.
Here, relatively pedestrian, just a 2-0 score in the top of the third, or bottom of the third,
Ooh.
I should say.
Big boom, but I think right fielder will get her in time. Oh, no!
Oh.
I think she lost it, and center fielder wasn't able to cover, so. But the runner, Fournier, at second, wasn't able to make a sprint, only able to get to third on that. Likely be a fielding error. We'll see in a moment. Or maybe a hit.
Yeah, a hit.
I think it's a hit. All right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I know it seemed more of an error than some of the earlier ones called errors on Quebec. So
maybe I guess not sure. I'm sure some of the Manitoba players are saying I should have a couple hits here.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's stat sheet. It's stat sheet's a scoreboard. Oh, and the catcher faking the throw. Try to get Fournier on third. Stat sheets are nice, but at the end of the day, it's the scoreboard, right? That W or that L. No ties in baseball.
1 out here. Runners on second and third, so Quebec with a nice chance to tie things up as Gouveron fouls that one off. behind in the count now, 0-2.
Yeah, no calls to Glenn. Auto Body Shop's about being a sponsor. So that's still open for these foul balls going towards the parking lot. 0-2 pitch, a little high. 1-2. Fans thinking that was in the strike zone, but I would say it's right above. You try to get someone reaching on that 0-2. It's not a wasted pitch. Oh.
Good pitch there.
The coach there thought that one caught the edge.
Even if that's not a strike, that's a good pitch.
2-2. As first base.
Tried to go home, but Fournier, smart base running.
Ground out the first brings in Quebec's first run.
Yes, it's that situation I talked about, I think, last game or the first game. It's counted as an out, but, I mean, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice grounder. That should be a stat, I think. Don't knock that against your average. She got the RBI. But she did get to cut that lead in half, 2-1. Manitoba over Quebec. Quebec 2 outs. Runner on third.
The throw, the caught stealing. Bridget Kelly getting caught stealing now. She probably would have scored if she hadn't stolen a base.
Just a great play again by Manitoba pitcher and catcher to set that up. 1-1 the count now on Catterall.
So, Ladahowski showing off the arm from the catcher position.
Grounds it to
the pitcher
over to first, and
getting
that
out.
Retires the bottom half of the third inning. So, I mean, it's been kind of a quicker game, and it's kind of it's a baseball game. It's not batting practice. It's just all games have just been huge. There's not a single game so far where a team has not had reached 10 points, one or the other, or in Ontario, Quebec, both. So it's kind of a more defensive baseball game. It's nice to see. We'll be back with top of the fourth. Manitoba up to play after a short commercial break.
Hi, I'm Rick Funk from Funk's Toyota. Our family has been in the automotive business for over 45 years. That's 45 plus years of looking after customers. We have a top worldwide recognized product that we are proud to be a partner with Toyota Canada. Every new and used vehicle is negotiable when it comes to purchasing your vehicle here at Funk's Toyota. Our staff of many years is very knowledgeable and will help you, not force you with your buying decision. There are no hidden fees and no pressure tactics. Not only that, we promise what we deliver and have one of the best used vehicle warranties in the business. Our staff love to serve, and you will feel like family after your first visit. We are not perfect, but we love to please here at Funk's Toyota. For those of you that have experienced our Funk's Toyota family way, please share it with others and like us and share us on Facebook. We are proud to be a sponsor of the Manitoba Amateur Sports. Visit us online at www.funks.toyota.ca.
And we're back, top of the fourth inning. Thank our sponsors helping us put this weekend on. U21 Women's Invitational Baseball.
So I guess the question is, Isabelle Denis had a 4 or 5 pitch inning last time. Can she get a 3 pitch inning?
It's it'd be interesting.
A challenge though with Zoe Hicks tripled. First time up.
34 pitches, so the other 2 innings are kind of normal, but yeah. First pitch, driven hard. Ooh, it does. Oh, no, it is foul. I thought that seemed to go over, but of course, excuse me. We're at an angle here. You don't see things the way they are all the time. But yeah, 34 pitches after 3 innings. And not a lot of pitchers, I think, have pitched 4 full innings just with pitch counts and such. Second pitch, ball. 1-1. So Denis doing third pitch. Oh, and that will get right short left, and that'll be extra bases. Goes to second, likely held up there. Yes, she is. And that is a double for Hicks. And triple and double today. She can get another home run. She can be on her way to a cycle.
Yeah, the left fielder there, playing very close to closer to center field almost.
Well, playing the pole. Yeah.
Not really playing to that side.
And a nice little
Taking
slice.
A nice slice down the line. It will turn what probably would only ever be a single into a double.
Wilkinson doubling her first time up again, with Hicks on second. Trying to knock Hicks in again.
Hicks generating instant offense here.
And she does do just that. That ball into center field. Hicks rounding. Only a single this time.
So Hicks and Wilkinson combining to score again.
Yeah, last time up, Hicks got a triple and Wilkinson got a double. This time it was a double and a single. Denny having a coach come out, talk to her, and taking the ball. 39 pitches.
Staying under that 45 count, I assume.
A lot of
1 years old.
A lot of coaches kind of going right up to 45, even cutting halfway through. So a little bit odd. Of course, he hasn't actually made a motion to get another pitcher in, so maybe he's just warming up the ball for her. Goes, breaks it up, and there is a change. Okay.
Okay. There we go. That makes sense.
We will get you your change. First, we'll have a game break shout out. And it will be to the Lumber Zone with an extensive delivery fleet location in Steinbach, Stonewall, and Transcona. They are more than just wood. The Lumber Zone is locally owned and operated by Manitobans for Manitobans. Email info@thelumberzone.ca to get a quote on your next project. And they have a $200 gift card giveaway connected with this tournament. So I'll let you fellas, and if you're like my mom, you ladies who like your tools. My mom actually makes, she has her own little shop, and she actually makes woodwork products all year. And in the winter, she's for a few years now been making these snowmen. So, okay, now that you know, $200 gift card, getting ready, how do you enter that? You go to the Lumber Zone's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts. And you like and share, follow and like the U21 Invitational Baseball post, the Women's Invitational Baseball post. So you do that, and you are entered to win that $200 gift card. So you listen to this. I gave you fair warning. How? Of course, you can go to lumberzone.ca, and I imagine they will reference that. But if not, well, go there right now. Get your $200 gift card. Buy lumber. Build your windmill. Try to outdo the windmill and build that ice cream machine for us. We want it now. Earlier today, I wasn't sure I wanted ice cream. I want it now.
Oh yeah.
And something cold cut sandwiches. Nice cold lunch meats of all of them.
Grab a quick the details of this pitching change here. Nobody coming out of the game. It's Denis going to second, and Ariane Levesque coming in to pitch from second base. So a little bit of a swap here. To face down, and Olivia Sheldon will be the first batter she faces.
There's no outs in the top of the fourth, but runners on... Oh, sorry, just a runner on first. That's right. Hicks made it home. 3-1, Manitoba over Quebec. Sheldon getting some coaching from number 51 over there. That is Jeremy Culleton, their head coach. And popped up, shortstop's underneath it, and gets it. So that'll be the first out of this fourth inning. Bringing up Amber Baker. Talked about her being one of the few left-handed pitchers this tournament, and encouraging left-handed girls to go out for baseball. And no other sport, I think.
DHing today.
Yeah, no other sport do I think a left-handed, just being left-handed makes you desirable as baseball. So, first pitch, called strike.
Turn on first now with one out.
So if you want to be desirable in sports where the coach is like, I want to coach you, make you on my team, and you're left-handed, and right-handed people, you still go out. I think outside, one-on-one.
Wilkinson on first has 2 RBIs in this game, and came around and actually scored. Came around and scored the third run. So having a good game so far offensively.
1-on-1, tips that back right in front of the Quebec dugout. Just out of reach of the coach. He's just kind of trying to reach it without having to hop up on, but he does have to hop up. Oh.
He's not using those stairs. He's insisting. He's jumping up.
Actually hopping.
Coaching staff of Quebec exchanging a laugh.
And that's fair over the first base. Baker. Just a single. But that's advancing Wilkinson over from first to third. 1 out, runners on the quarters, top of the fourth. That's Kilbray coming up to bat.
Now batting. Left fielder, la voltigeuse de gauche, number 26 and number 26, Laura Kilbray.
Laura, she's one of the two where on the score sheet it reached on there and it was kind of air hit. I don't know.
Tough to say.
But either way, she did get on base. Levesque. Ooh. Oh, no.
Steal.
Wilkinson running, going in, will left fielder and won't risk it. So they try to get that trickery, let Baker steal second and get the kind of slow take up of Wilkinson back to third, but unfortunately that ball went by, and that'll bring in a Manitoba run.
It looked like a good throw.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little to the outside and or to the field side.
Levesque. A lot of spin on that ball. 1-on-1's a count. I think it wasn't so much either a bad play or bad positioning. It might have just been, you're trying to do something on the run. That's kind of hard. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
Thinking about the tag before you catch the
ball.
ball.
Because you're trying to be deceptive. Yeah, you're trying to be deceptive there. You're trying to make it look like you're throwing. So you don't, as a third baseman, you don't want to be too quick to run over to the bag and give away your hand. But so you kind of have to do it quick, sell it, and get it there in time. And instead of stealing it out, they lose the run. Manitoba going up 4-1. Outside, filling the count. Laura Kilbray. Encouragement counting. Manitoba being the louder team. Quebec just not as loud today as they were yesterday, and talked about last year them being very loud.
They had you saw them have a meeting in between the third and fourth innings here.
Outside, and Kilbray will get onto base, putting runners on first and second for the top of the order, and Caitlin Culleton 1 out. Top of the fourth, 4-1, Manitoba over Quebec.
It's been the top of the order for Manitoba that hasn't really gotten much going here.
Mm-hmm. Their first four
batters have combined for 0 on base.
0 for 8. Good first pitch strike. Dangerous for Quebec if they do kind of turn on their bats like we saw yesterday. Second pitch. Ooh. I think it's just a little less speed than Caitlin was swinging for. Kind of getting under her bat. 0-2's the count. Ooh. I think she just released it a little early there. Kind of up high. One, two. That's popped over shortstop. That'll drop down and likely load the bases yet. Not going to risk trying to send Baker home.
Colton Singles loading up the bases. For the center fielder, number 4, au bâton, la voltigeuse de centre, la numéro 4, Brittany Langlais.
Brittany Langlais up to bat. Loaded bases. Only 1 out here in the top of the fourth, so a very real chance for Manitoba to go up even more.
Extend that lead.
Kind of an unusual stat, and it's kind of unusual that it's unusual, and that is both teams having more hits than runs, and so not a lot. Well, I guess there are errors, but again, 2 of those errors on second pitch, 1-on-1. 2 of the charged errors to Quebec, we think, could likely have been called hits as well. They're just kind of in that close, the fielder infielder miscommunication. Could they have gotten there in time? But hard hit. That is to third base. She throws home. 1 out.
First save.
Safe. So there's a force out at home, not allowing the run. I was briefly confused, thinking runners on the corner, and then I realized, wait, no, that's not it. So now we have Caitlin Hepner. 2 outs, top of the first, bases loaded.
Smart baseball there from Quebec. Hit hard enough that you can go home. We're going to pitch out of a jam here.
It's just a what is that EFIS pitch almost.
Yes.
Just so slow, and it just dropped and started way high, but almost made it down and in. Pulled that. Ooh. There's a one fan way out in that grass, and kind of last second realized that ball's coming right to me.
That was a change of speed between the previous pitch and that one.
1-2 pitch. Good block by Castillo. 2-2 the count.
Bases are loaded.
Top of the
taking her time here, readjusting her hat. Sure.
Baseball players do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
I guess
Calm herself down here.
Outside. That was close. Fills the count. Yeah, I guess you want the hat to keep the sweat from rolling down, and you have longer hair, but when it sits funny, it just kind of makes you uncomfortable. 3-2 pitch. Just kind of inside, and Hepner thinking she had to swing at that and feeding it out back close to the parking lot. It's a good battle here. This is kind of the fun part. Who will win? A couple foul-offs here. Count is full. Low fastball gets drilled.
Some action in the Quebec bullpen. Can't quite see who's warming up.
26 pitches for Levesque. Coming in this jam, and that's all this inning. Not even a full inning. Hepner staying poised. There's the pitch. And pops in. Third baseman able to get underneath and end that inning. So they do let up 1 run.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, Levesque doing an amazing job to keep it to that coming in, getting that jam. So 4-1 as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll give a shout out to Sonova Credit Union, our favorite bank credit union. Don't try banks, or if you're looking for a bank, try a credit union. And, a lot of people say, well, they're effectively the same, and, the average person might be right, but I think you get better rates when it's a credit union and such because it's more for members. You at least get a vote, if nothing else. I know I still once in a while get a credit union account I closed. I still get having to change around some accounts, and kind of interesting how that works. So Nova Credit Union, of course, again, has they have the dogs there. Directors of Greetings, or St. Bernards, whatever you want to call them both, Gallagher and Lilly. So, of course,
Wind seems to have calmed down a bit here as we enter the bottom of the 4th.
Got the heat's keeping me from talking too much, and Glenn's going to like that, I think. But we're here bottom of the 4th, 4-1 Manitoba over Quebec. Manitoba just was looking strong, after that first game against Ontario. You're kind of getting flashbacks to last year, getting swept. And then the game against Saskatchewan, you're like, well, you know, that was good, but is that Saskatchewan losing or is that Manitoba winning? Although that's some hot bats, grand slam, great hitting. And now against a very strong Quebec team, you got to say, okay, Manitoba, you know, as a hometown fan, it gets you excited. In the second day here. And Levesque coming up to bat, so doing a great job closing out that inning. Now coming to hit. This hard smack will get right over shortstop, drop in the hole, and he got... Oh, that'll be a fielding error. A single with a fielding error allows Levesque get to second. I think looking up to try to make that throw a little too soon.
And that was Jamie Johnson's 46th pitch.
So she will not be pitching tomorrow. Of course, Manitoba having... No, they do. Well, hopefully 2 games. One against Nova Scotia, and they're hoping to play in the semifinal game. Ooh. Castillo sent dancing, and I hit her leg. Ouch.
Ooh. She does have it's a bit of her catcher's gear on there, so maybe
leg
she got
brace.
lucky.
Yeah, it hit her back leg, but she had kind of spun around, so the front leg with the pad became the back leg, so hopefully that'll keep her from bruising too bad. Ledahowski, kind of the quarterback of the defensive positioning, calling out positioning shifts. As we have Denis, starter pitcher. Ooh, good crack. Caitlin Culleton gets there, though. Papa, Castillo, safe. Oh, close play. She thought it was over, and she took off running and looked up, saw that...
They can laugh about it.
Yeah, Levesque at second wasn't moving because Culleton got underneath that ball. Denis pops out there. Caitlin Culleton just doing a great defensive play, or defensively.
Ledahowski doing a good job at rearranging some fielders again.
LeBlanc coming in. She's grounded into a double play. Her first time up, looking to do a little bit better here. Runners on first and second.
One out here, bottom 4.
Kind of clip that up and back. Sending fill-in ball girl Kelly, Bridget Kelly for Quebec.
Where's Emma Carr?
Huh?
Where's Emma Carr?
Emma Carr, yes, filling in, taking a game off. Ontario's last game against Saskatchewan, so filled in her shorts rather than her full gear to as ball girl. 0-1 pitch. Big, slow breaking ball for strike 2. 0-2 the count.
And that dropped exactly where she wanted it to.
Getting some foul ball boys being directed behind us here. Ooh, popped up. That's coming back to us. And went somewhere. It didn't roll back down, so maybe fell through. Maybe slowly rolling down.
Heard it hit some, heard it at least hit the stands and not a fan, so that's good.
Amber Baker coming to get it from a fan. 0-2 pitch. Jamie Johnson. Ooh, in the dirt. And Jade Ledahowski. Oh, that was a close, great throw from Jade.
That was a perfect throw.
If LeBlanc was a left-handed hitter, that was a throw-out because Ledahowski, of course, LeBlanc's allowed to stay in her batter's box as long as she doesn't move to interfere. So she's in the way of Jade's throw, but that's the way it is, and so Jade had to do that kind of half side step. So if LeBlanc was on the other side, that would not have that would have been an out. Coach.
It was a catch and tag in almost the same motion too.
It was a great play.
So if second base, if Levesque would have hesitated at all at second base, that would have been a
different story.
Great
but play, Jade Ledahowski at catcher, and third base is Can't see the numbers. I'm not like you. I don't have it on my sheet right in front of me. I don't put down their positions. So, LeBlanc cranking that foul. That's
Lucky no one's warming up in the bullpen. That might have hit
that's
them.
back into the ditch. Yeah, went right over the bullpen. Into the ditch way back there and sending kids scrambling, wanting to double bubble.
I'd want it too.
As Zoe Hicks over at third. Part of that great potential pickoff. Great block by Jade. And Castillo did run from first to second also in that steal. Big hit, but to center, so center fielder doesn't have to move, but we got a sac fly here most likely. Yes, we do.
Good job to keep Castillo at second, though.
Mm-hmm. Levesque able to get in. LeBlanc getting the sacrifice fly. But that is 2 outs now. Runner on second, Castillo. And Bridget Kelly upgrading from ball girl on deck to in the batter box. She got on base but was caught stealing first time up. Just at the letters for a called strike. One pitch. Digs at it. Ooh, good bare hand block by third base coach for Quebec.
Count now. 0-2.
Pitch. Ooh.
And the catch. Got the catch
tip
off
catch.
the tip.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's one of those things where if it hits the dirt, you're still in because he did tick the ball, but catcher caught it. So as we go into the top of the fifth inning, Manitoba coming up to bat, still leading 4-2. We'll be back after a short commercial break. And we're back, going into the top of the fifth inning. Umpire calling out some shifts, so we'll try to, as we see or hear. Now, sometimes they come to us in the booth and they're telling us, and it's, well, not the umps but the coaches, and it's like we're not the officials. Sorry, we're not the game officials. We do appreciate knowing, but you need to tell either the boys in blue or the boys upstairs. In blue this game, they're in black earlier, but with the sun just directly over us. So we have Levesque. She did get kind of a higher pitch count there, 27 pitches, and not even a full inning last inning, but able to get him out of that jam. Manitoba trying to find someone with first aid. We'll try to see what that's about.
Leg or arm or something.
Talking about dogs, I got a nice scratch on my ankle from my new puppy. I haven't had her even for 3 weeks. She's, I guess 14 weeks old now. Cute little thing. Zoe Hicks, it sounds like. Be interesting if she is part of the changes.
Leading off the top of the fifth inning for Team Manitoba, catcher number 24,
Jada Ledowski. So we do see number 8, Caitlin Wilkinson, on deck instead of Zoe Hicks.
We'll have to see. if that's just a pass over, as she's after
Wilkinson,
Hicks.
yeah. Yeah, not sure.
Oh,
There's-
up.
No,
Hicks
she
pops
is up.
back out. As Ledahowski coming off, catching that foul tip for strike 3 last inning. Looking to get her done on offense as well.
First pitch was a strike. Catterall is behind the plate, so maybe that was a change, bringing Castillo, normally the back catcher, one of the better back catchers, of course, winning the Defensive Catcher Award last year for this tournament.
Castillo was hit in the leg.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, grounder over to third. Third whips it over. Oh, Castillo's over there at third, so yeah, maybe, ball got by.
The ball goes by.
I was too busy acknowledging Castillo at third to watch the
Yeah.
play, and my bumble there, but likely be a throwing error and able to get to second. But Castillo is there on third, so likely could be because you don't want to go from a crouch to pitching. We see a lot of pitchers or a lot of catchers who also pitch won't catch earlier in the game, or I wonder if it could be that leg.
Doesn't want to stress it too much
Mhm.
by leaning down.
Now batting, playing third base, number 32.
I don't think anyone came out of the game for Quebec.
So Ledahowski will reach on an error officially, and Hicks up next.
It's Hicks and Wilkinson have been
Triple-double and then
Yeah.
a double-single. RBIs both time for Wilkinson knocking Hicks in.
Yeah. Wilkinson knocking in 2 RBIs and coming around to score the other 2. So
1-0 pitch. Called strike.
that was a good pitch, catching the outside bottom corner.
Ledahowski, I mean, this the heat. I blame the heat. It could just be me. But this tournament has kind of been marked by pitchers not having that control, and Ledahowski's just been painting. Strike 2 called. Painting the inside and outside. Some are close. You could go either way, called ball, and some are called strike. More so than, more in last not even complete inning than we see most games, where we can't really call the pitch and kind of got to wait.
We see Johnson.
Ooh, big, and that was inside.
Ooh,
Just again in there.
she's looking.
A lot of break in there, and we just don't know where that ball crosses the plate. She looks like
These
she's
are
having
close.
fun.
These are close, though.
Big smile on her face.
Even if you're just missing the strike zone, that's a good pitch. You're going to draw on swinging on a bad pitch if they.
Especially inside, you jam up, and Hicks 2-2 swings, gets to left fielder. Left fielder gets underneath it, and be a fly out for Zoe Hicks. Yeah, as a hitter, it's a lot easier to hit balls that are a little outside and a little inside. Little outside, I know some batters who really kind of extend their arms in the swing kind of prefer the little outside, where the little inside, I don't know a single batter who likes it. It jams you up and hits you on the hand sometimes, even though it's in the strike zone. If you stretch out.
All 3 of Zoe Hicks' hits have been to that left field.
Mm-hmm. Slicing out, a left-handed hitter, but driving into left field instead of pulling, which is the norm. Wilkinson popping it up. Ooh.
Got to learn. A few major league hitters need to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Hitting against the shift, obviously, if you're a left-handed hitter in the majors, you're seeing a lot more shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Shifts. You got to learn how to slice it down. You'll have yourself a couple free doubles if you can just put it into left field.
Even if you're not the fastest. Ooh, just kind of that big slow ball.
Breaking ball didn't break.
Didn't break, no. Wilkinson RBI in her first 2 at-bats, and with Ledahowski instead of Hicks on second, looking to do that again. Low pitch, 2-1. Levesque up to 38 pitches. It'll be interesting to see if she's out at 45 or goes to 60. Pop straight up. Levesque calling it. There, catch it. Make sure Ledahowski. So the kind of point-scoring duo there in Hicks and Wilkinson both getting out this time around.
Hicks was calling for the first aid. Didn't seem to affect her during that at bat. A strong hit into left field, just right at the left fielder, unfortunately for her.
Olivia Shelton up to bat, looking to drive home Ledahowski from second. Of course, as an athlete, you could have a bone sticking out of your hand, but it's your time up to bat. You're going out there, and these athletes need. Oof, that was close. We've seen some athletes take some nasty smashes, elbows, ribs, a dunk on the head even, and the head wasn't a huge dunk. It was kind of a slow breaking ball.
Well, we
Foul?
had
two actually off the head. Yeah, last
one
game.
right off the top of the head. She tried to duck. Kind of that sweeping curve ball, and it's a Saskatchewan pitcher. It didn't curve as much as she wanted it to, right off the top of the head. And in the first game, batter trying to duck out of the way didn't quite duck in time off the side of the helmet. So, helmet's getting a workout today.
Right into Quebec.
Bounces off the lip of the.
Kind of lucky there. Luckily, Quebec, they're awake. They saw that coming. Coaches.
Well, was the camera guy in there awake? Is the question. That's a valuable crease as an amateur photographer, or professional even. I spent a lot of time at newspaper photographer myself. Those cameras are expensive.
Worth more than my car, that's for sure. Lenses are. Hard drive, left foul, right foul, sorry, first base line. That's Daryl Gresham. We posted his business card yesterday, but follow him on Facebook and give him time after this weekend. He's here all weekend just like we are. And he takes the pictures for free. He posts them online and digitally. 1-2 pitch, goes to first base. Oh, LeBlanc kind of bobbling it. We'll toss it over to Levesque. Good coverage, and that will end the top of the fifth. Yeah, Daryl, he does the pictures all for free. Now, if you want a big print, message him, and he will set it up. I don't know the cost for a big print, but for the digital and I think small prints, you're allowed to do yourself. And he just does that. He volunteers. He loves baseball. He loves photography, and he's a wonderful guy too. And the pictures are amazing. I know last year had a lot of compliments. I don't know if he have yesterday's up yet, but if he's like us, I got home a little after almost 10:30. I hit 2 trains. In the second one, I was sitting there and sighing very loudly in my car, and long days here with 4 games yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Sitting in the sun and talking wouldn't be tiring, but it's exhausting.
Without that sun, it might not be so bad. And I talk so much, my jaw. That's a lot of movement, muscle movement.
Calories.
Yeah. Well, I wish.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would look a little bit more athletic if talking led to calorie burn. I shouldn't say that actually. In my personal life, it's kind of funny. I was just in the wedding. And my friend's dad afterwards was like, it was weird hearing Kevin talk that much. Because personally, in my personal life, I don't make a habit of talking to people like that. But here, now you put a mic in front of me, and you get Glenn rolling his eyes. He's not behind me.
no.
So it's not as much fun. But Cassidy hasn't told me to be quiet off camera or off mic, so
That is not
we're
true.
good. Oh, you have told me to be quiet?
No, I said that is not true.
Oh, there is Glenn. He's just kind of over to the side. He's pointing at me now.
Gesturing.
Oh, boy.
Never a good sign.
In between innings, at bottom of the inning, we'll give a shout-out to our inning sponsor, Sunova Credit Union, proud supporter of Quarry Park, proud supporter of U21 Invitational Baseball, and proud supporter of dog fans everywhere like myself, to St. Bernard's. Katie Hepner come in relieving Jamie Johnson for pitching. Jamie Johnson moving to shortstop.
And Amber Baker was DHing today. She's coming out so Johnson can stay in the game at shortstop.
There we go. Hepner signaling the players are ready, but ump is must be getting some changes over there. Quebec's dugout.
Can't see the number of the player on the on-deck circle. Not sure if there's going to be a change for Quebec as well.
First up is Fournier. That is Alexandre Fournier from Rive Sud.
Being off the bottom of the 5th inning, en fin de 5e manche, au bâton pour le Québec, Pareco, le numéro 17. Now batting shortstop number 17, Alexandre Fournier.
Alexandre is 15-year-old. There's a couple here on Quebec 15 and a couple 16-year-olds, so they have have a good range, some 2021s, but also some 15-16s. Help out their team. First pitch, called strike from Caitlin Hepner.
Pretty good outing for Jamie Johnson. We haven't seen that many pitchers go.
A full four.
A full four. As Fournier fouls that one off.
I don't know what her final official pitch count was.
I wasn't able to catch it. I think she might have been actually
Under
60,
60,
under 60, so
we won't see her tomorrow. Ooh, outside, good catch play from Jade Ledahowski. So we won't see her tomorrow, but Sunday. Very likely that Manitoba will be there, kind of giving them a breather. 1-2 pitch. Pops up. Good play. Jamie Johnson out on shortstop now. One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And
Johnson,
LaBelle.
obviously, first a little bit on the position, hit at you. Maybe a little bit unsure, a little bit of stumble or two underneath the ball, but I'm sure it's nice when you go into a defensive position to get a feel for the ball.
And LaBelle's up, still leading off, top of the order here. First pitch is a ball.
And we do know on Manitoba there are a couple French speakers, so if Quebec coaching staff want to try to get one by the Manitoban players by yelling instructions in French, well, Manitoba will figure it out.
We are hoping. Nice hit, LaBelle.
That could fall in.
Oh, she dropped it. She had it, but not able to make the sliding catches. Wilkinson out there in right field, a great athletic play that just almost topped off with a sweet catch, but it's kind of falls to the grass. And we're talking about the beginning of the game how we think we have some French speakers to actually do some interviews in French. We're hoping to do that for you, maybe with Quebec and also with some of the Manitoba. Last year there was CBC French, where not only was able to interview some Quebec players, but also some Manitoba. Called strike against Gouvernement. Ooh, one pitch and
Vermont has an RBI in this game, 0 for 2, but grounded out.
Yeah,
able to drive home a run with that ground out, though.
Want to call? We want sacrifice grounders to be implemented for plays like that. If she would have bunt, it wouldn't have been that bad. If she would have hit it the outfield, not in that bad. She did the same thing, did her job, got the run. Pops up there to third. That is Hicks running, tracking it down. Nope. Just a bit of an off angle at the last second. She kind of reached. She had gone too much sideways, not enough back, I guess. But that'll still be a 1-2 count against Gouvernement.
To get to that, she needed to just turn around and start running. So not able to get a good read on that off the bat, I think.
Yeah, it's not a knock against her. She didn't get it. She left immediately, and when you have to just turn and run immediately, you're not always able to look up and see which way you're supposed to run. Ooh.
Nice dodge.
It's kind of a slow, so she had the time, but squat right on down and let the ball go over your head. 2-2 pitch.
It's LaBelle on first. Throw back. As Katie Hepner looking to keep her honest.
Two hit high. Oh, just over Johnson's head. Had shortstop there. Able to keep the runner at second, though, but a base hit for Gouvernement. Advancing LaBelle from first to second as well.
Laura Kilbride in left field. Able to hold the runner at second.
Catterell coming out with one out here in the bottom of the 5th. Switch to catcher last inning, letting Castillo move to third. Interesting to see. Still haven't had any changes, so not sure the ump being there.
Some rearranging for Quebec.
First pitch, a little high. Be interesting if Catterall, well, as long as it's not a double play, and Levesque comes up, we'll see who's on deck. If maybe Castillo with the leg moving to third, if she was the change that kept the ump over there, beginning of this half inning. Second pitch called high as well, 2-0.
Pretty good pitch framing on that one by Lehalski.
2-0 pitch. Ooh, outside, 3-0. Catterall, number 3 hitter, is obviously a dangerous hitter. There we go, getting that kind of freebie for a strike and a 3-0 count.
We haven't seen anyone swing at a 3-0 pitch yet.
This tournament, no, and I don't think we will. Maybe very rarely. Oh, big breaking ball. Now the count is full. Catterall looking to get the ball into play. Drives it. It'll get past Culleton at second into right field. Wilkinson taking an extra step. Runner stays at third. Levesque is up, and we do see Castillo is on deck. So, no, not the change, and we're still left wondering what that beginning of the half-inning powwow was about. A little meeting. Maybe getting some clarifications on, yeah. Yeah, making sure sometimes when you're taking out that DH to keep the pitcher in hitting, it can be a little bit more confusing. Ariane Levesque.
Bases are loaded.
And only one out, so with only a two-run deficit for Quebec, they'll be looking to chip away. Well, Levesque wants to put 2 in at least, tie it up.
Help her own cause as she's currently pitching.
Oh, took some heat off that, and you see Levesque was kind of committing to a faster pitch, and just kind of a weird, almost a hopping swing, I think, there.
Levesque almost swung right out of her boots.
Yeah. Sometimes you throw those. You have your slow pitch, your breaking ball, your change up, and then you have an even slower one. You sometimes do just throw that batter off. They're looking for something faster, and 0-2 count here against Levesque. So you have Castillo back up, so you kind of want the double play here if you can get it. Make her swing at something bad, a high pitch.
With the left-handing batting Levesque, catcher has a clear view to third base.
Well, that's cranked, but I don't think center fielder will have to move too much. He doesn't. Sacrifice fly upcoming. Ooh. Good play. So LaBelle does come in on the sacrifice fly, bringing the lead to 1. Manitoba 4. Quebec now has 3. And you have Marie-France Castillo.
Catterall forced to stay at first.
Mm-hmm. But Gouvernement does make it over to third. So you got runners on the corner. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. You're down by 1. Not only a close game, which is kind of abnormal for today, or for this tournament, but a low-scoring game. The only other close game really was Ontario versus Quebec. Yeah. And that was a very high-scoring close game. 23 runs in total, 12-11, Ontario beating Quebec.
Well, we're at 7 runs right now. There hasn't been a game where there has been a team that hasn't scored 10.
Mm-hmm. And now total, we're still under 10. Now there's still some time, and we're close enough to 10 that could break it, but we don't see either team really breaking through. Very good pitching and defense. Castillo drives it to third. Throw over. Will it be on target? It is. So Manitoba does get out with only letting up 1 run. And we'll be going to the top of the 6th right away. But first, we'll have a quick commercial break. So going into the top of the 6th, we might get that 7-inning game. Of course, it's close enough. Quebec gets one more. It could go into extras, but Manitoba fans are telling me to hush my tongue. It is 4-3.
Make sure you keep it tuned to the Manitoba Sports Network right after the game. We're going to have Baseball Manitoba executive Jason Miller on for an on-air interview. We're going to end this. How it's going to work is we're going to end the game stream and restart a new stream for that interview. So when we go off the air, make sure you keep that page refreshed. I'll keep our Facebook or YouTube page refreshed for an interview with Jason Miller.
No, we'll still have the after-game interview. Levesque. Got a hiccup there, trying to keep that off air. So we'll still have our post-game interview. So stay tuned for that, of course. And after player of the game. So we have number 12 for Manitoba. That is Jamie Johnson.
Move from pitching to shortstop. Batting 8th now. I think that's why we see the DH in that position. So when you get into later in the inning, you have you can keep some cohesion at the top of your order. You know you're going to bring out the DH.
Yeah.
You will slot them into the back third of your order.
4-pitch walk to start off. Not what Quebec wanted to do to start running back into this game. Levesque is over the 45 pitches. She's up to 48. So imagine we're bringing her to 60. But with how good she's doing, I don't think they will write her off all tournament by surpassing 60. 46 to 60. She has to take Saturday off, but she can come back Sunday. Over 61 and over, you're off Saturday and Sunday, and that's the tournament. So again, probably running her right up to that pitch count max of 60 pitches. We have Laura Kilbray. Or Kilbry, I believe. And that EI a lot of time makes that A sound in names, but not with her.
From Arborg, Manitoba. Kilbry family, pretty good sporting family. Covered when I was covering the KJHL. Spencer Kilbry had a few great seasons with the Arborg Ice Dogs franchise.
Pitch outside, 1-1.
Of course, your Arborg fun facts. Definitely Manitoba Sports Network has your Arborg fun facts covered.
Manitoba Sports Network through Cassidy Denkochik. Ooh, a little blooper. Good placement right in front of the base, and she does get out, but that's sacrifice bunt.
That is an absolutely. If that would have been maybe about 2 or 3 feet further up the third base line, that would have been the perfect.
Yeah, she would have got on,
but
a little too close to the catcher. Catcher was able to make that play. Good heads-up play by the catcher.
But yeah, no doubt that runner was getting to second, so good sacrifice bunt there from Kilbry.
Caitlin Culleton, top of the order, 1 for 3 today. Called for a strike. Should be looking to, they want to increase that lead, 4-3 only. Quebec showing they can put up points a lot really fast, so wanting to get a bit bigger cushion than just a 1-point cushion. 1-1 is now the count. Popped up. That's over short into shallow left center. Left fielder is able to get it. So great play by the outfield. Long jaunt running over.
Good communication there.
And we talked about if you playing a shift, giving Manitoba a double earlier when the ball was sliced by Zoe Hicks. But I think that time playing the shift let the left fielder get there in time. Most hitters are kind of prone to hitting their way and rather than pushing it the opposite field, which is why they do those shifts. Now we have Langlais batting second in the order.
Aggressive jump back there by Levesque.
First pitch, called ball.
So 2 outs, runner on second. Top of the 6th. Manitoba technically the away team here today.
Mm-hmm. The way tournaments work. Getting fans asking why that pickoff wasn't a balk, and I kind of leaned over to Cassidy, and we saw a balk earlier in the game, and it seems like this was kind of closer to one than that. Hard hit over to right, gets down, runner turns the corner, and she makes it in. You can hear the crowd. I think that's the loudest crowd we've heard yet this weekend. That RBI single to get that second run cushion, 5-3 Manitoba over Quebec.
See Team Ontario hanging out behind us.
I think they're part of the cheering too.
They've beaten both of these teams.
Of course, a lot of these players in their different leagues, their club leagues, that play with each other, playing against each other today. And sometimes even on the same team, they play against each other in club leagues, so they know each other. So Ontario team cheering on Manitoba, great hit there. Now they're going off to get ready for their game against Nova Scotia tonight. That'll be a tough game for Nova Scotia, but looks like Manitoba winning here will make kind of a do or die game. Jade Ledachowski getting the volume, trying to keep it up there, cheering on her team there as Caitlin Hepner is at the dish. First ball in the dirt. Yeah, going back to that pickoff to second, and the ump explained it to me. It wasn't the movement. It was actually a hand movement that caused the balk. Ooh, hitting over to short. Oh, bounces funny. She makes it through it. Not able to, so that'll be a fielding error, but Hepner will take it. Now we got runners on first and seconds, 2 outs, but we've seen a lot of offense happen on 2 outs with big hitting Jade Ledachowski looking to get her first hit of the game. Does not want to be shut out.
Did reach on an error, so.
She's been a base runner, but not a hitter. But yeah, so it was earlier for those watching. It was a hand movement, not a body or a foot movement that got called balk on Nova Scotia. I believe Tessa Hood. And Levesque throwing to Ledachowski. And balks are just one, even up into professional. That, I mean, there are some very obvious ones, yes, and then no one argues. But a lot of them, it's almost judgment. Was that a forward motion? Was that a pitching motion? And kind of right there, I guess the ump doesn't think her second base pickoff move is a pitching motion, so she's done it a few times. And
she never moves towards the home plate.
She stomps her foot down.
It's a quick movement or back towards second. So
there's some fans behind us asking about that. We can kind of overhear them, and we're going to go with that the motion isn't forward, it's down and then back. And so that makes it acceptable. (2-0) is the count. Jade Ledachowski in the dirt, telling her runners to stay. Bring it to 3-0.
At 3-0, Jade did look to the third base coach.
Seeing if she has a green light here. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Takes the walk inside. And now dangerous hitting Zoe Hicks up. She had
she has a
grand slam. Bases are loaded. There's going to be some talk.
I think
she's over 60 pitches. She is at 63, so they won't be using her the rest of the weekend. I mean, she's really good everywhere else she's playing. Again, she's being thrown into the field. We'll try to see which position exact she's going to take over.
I think she's going to left fielder. Looks like the left fielder's coming out.
Sophie Gagne will be pitching, but this game break, we'll give a shout out to Kahunaverse Sports. Taking over Home Run Sports, Kahunaverse, for a very wide variety of different sports, lawn darts. I wonder if they have cricket. That's always kind of the thing. Is there a cricket store in Winnipeg or cricket gear? Because I know there's a big community for it now.
It's at Assiniboine Park. I think every Saturday or Sunday you can see them out there playing.
And I've talked to some people, and it's like, I know a lot of rules for, pretty much all the rules for a lot of sports, but cricket is one where, I get the gist. You hit the ball and you run back and forth. There's an outfield that's a complete circle. It's not a diamond. It's out. And I've watched some cricket, but the technical rules I don't know. And I actually talked to a cricket hitter. I said, so do you know all the rules? And he said, no, I'm there to hit the ball hard and do a lot of running. And fielding, but I guess a lot of the intricacies he doesn't know, and their games are long, taking multiple days sometimes.
There's so many different time sets. It's not like in baseball you have your 9-inning game, then you have your 7-inning game, and in cricket you have test matches which go on for like a week.
Yeah.
And you have one day, you have 20 outs. I think they're called T20s.
Okay.
It's a very popular one-day format. You have
and you play all your outs once. It's not like you switch back and forth. One team is offense for the first half, one team's offense for the second half, and it's interesting. So talking cricket.
If we ever get cricket on the Manitoba Sports Network, we'll probably need to get a proper play-by-play to help us out and make sure they can
and a rule book
everything.
Or a couple rule books.
Yeah. So Zoe Hicks may be looking for her second Grand Slam of the tournament.
Looking to just squeeze the ball through. Second base and home plate umpire doing some hand signals. I wish we know those hand signals. Kind of interesting there. Look like you got it there, double, you got it there, point, rock on, something with a home plate. Maybe that is what they're saying, or deciding what's for dinner after this game. Ooh, that hit Zoe in the elbow. That'll bring in the run.
She's happy that she just got hit with the baseball. That's the happiest I've ever seen somebody.
Yeah, athletes, they're just a different breed. I got hit in the baseball, and I'm loving it. But that does bring home a run and giving them a 3-run cushion now in the top of the sixth. Sorry, 6-3.
You saw Zoe wearing an elbow brace there as well. So
good timing. We know Ontario, they got 2 or 3 elbow hits early in the game against Manitoba yesterday, and the coach just shouting, screaming. Look, Zoe Hicks trying to get, we saw Jade earlier trying to keep him pumped. Getting the noise. Hard hit, Caitlin Wilkinson, to first. She will run at a time, but Manitoba getting 2 runs, bringing the score 6-3. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, so Quebec does have, they kind of got that run, have the lead, but now they got some work here. Only 2 innings left for batters to get it. We go into the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll shout out to Sonova Credit Union, our inning sponsor, Sonova Credit Union, home of the Directors of Greetings to St. Bernard's, but they also have 15 full-time branches, and many of their branches are actually open on Saturday as well. Stonewall, Selkirk, and Toulon are open 9 to 4. Well, I have Selkirk for both 9 to 4 and 12 to 4, so I haven't been told which one is right, unless there's actually 2 branches in Selkirk, and I don't have the second branch down like Oakbank and Winnipeg having multiple branches. But anyway, Stonewall, Selkirk, and Toulon 9 to 4, unless Selkirk is 12 to 4 like the 3 Winnipeg branches, and just how beneficial that 12 to 4 is versus 9 to 12 on Saturday because of brunch. Saturday brunch, Sunday brunch. Well, they're not open on Sunday. That's still a nice banker day. But anyway, and they have Gallagher and Lily. Of course, Lily will be here August 15th at Stonewall as well in Toulon. So follow them on Facebook to see where they are.
They probably have a lot of pictures of those dogs as well on their Facebook.
On their Facebook, there's a picture of one of them over left center on the Sonova sign there. Cute little Saint Bernard. She looks little there. Saint Bernards aren't little, but that looks like a puppy face. Doesn't look like a full-grown Saint Bernard. One thing after watching the movies Beethoven is they do drool a lot. So I want to know if you own a Saint Bernard and you're listening. Does yours drool a lot? And if so, how do you handle it? That's one thing that would kind of make me hesitant of owning one. But, you can stick your kids on the back of one. You have a small kids. They are massive dogs.
It's
Caitlin
Isabel
Hepner.
Denis setting up. Hepner staying in.
Denis, even in her it's got a single, was a good crank, but even her pop-out was kind of an out-of-infield pop-up that made the infielders kind of run and get it. Some good contact on both hits, looking to get another good contact that leads to a hit. First pitch against Caitlin Hepner, called strike.
Bottom of the 6th here. Manitoba up 6-3.
Bloops it down the third foul.
Manitoba only used 2 pitchers so far in this game. You have Jamie Johnson and Katie Hepner.
Again, stick with us after our post-game interview with Manitoba or Quebec. I'm not giving Manitoba the win yet.
Oh.
I'm hoping, but I'm not giving it.
A lot of baseball still to be played here.
2 innings and 3 runs is very. It's happened several times already for Quebec. That grounder over to third. Hicks throws it first. Catch. Olivia Sheldon finishing that ground out. But we'll have Jason Miller, executive director of baseball operations for Baseball Manitoba.
And that will be a separate stream than the game stream. So be sure to refresh your pages after the game broadcast ends.
Mm-hmm. We have LeBlanc, Andrea and LeBlanc. Talk about batters athletes being crazy, taking hits and just going to base like nothing happens. And she earlier today, example of that. You wouldn't know. She hasn't slowed down at all as far as a short breather at first. Once walking there, you wouldn't be able to tell that she took a very solid thwack to the left side, left ribs. 2-0 pitch. Good strike.
LeBlanc with a sacrifice fly in this game, able to generate one of Quebec's 3 runs.
Mm-hmm. I got a couple sac flies from Quebec getting in their runs. Levesque also getting one. Their last time up. 3-1 is now the count. She's got some pop in her bat. I'm talking about a lot harder hits. I believe that's high, and it'll be a walk. Talking about a lot harder hits this year versus next. A lot more 1 bouncing or 2 bouncing to the fence, and LeBlanc is definitely part of that crew. We have Gagne, the pitcher now, Sophie Gagne, taking over Bridget Kelly's space in the order. First pitch is a strike. Gagne looking to third base coach for direction, who's looking to the dugout for direction, and gets back in the box. Calls strike 2. Gagne, I don't think we've seen her hitting much. Kind of one of the more dedicated pitchers on the team. 0-2 pitch. Kind of swings at a high one, pops it foul. No harm done. No harm, no foul doesn't come into play in baseball when you're swinging defensively to hit foul balls.
No harm, yes foul.
Yeah.
Both teams have 9 hits in this game.
See Kelly, who was in this spot in the lineup, running back to the bullpen. And, of course, you can be pulled out of the field or batting order and still come in as a pitcher in U21 baseball. Kind of high and inside. 2-2, the count.
I think we're just about hitting as hot as we're going to get for today.
Oh, I hope so. Oh! She bounces back, and she brings her bat forward when she does it, and the bat crosses the half plate, so it wasn't that the ball was in the strike zone, but technically it's a swing of the bat. When you jump out of the way of the ball, you got to control your bat, and that's just unfortunate for Sophie. Fournier, first pitch, swings, sends it up the gut. Infielders diving, not able to keep it in, and that'll advance LeBlanc to second. And Fournier gets a single.
Well, that's the most common spot we've seen, especially Ontario, just slap right up the middle as we're getting a pinch runner here.
See who this is. Kelly, no, not Bridget. No.
Coureur suppléant pour l'équipe du Québec, pinch runner pour Team Québec, Émilie Dugas, number 88.
Or number 88, Emily Duga. We saw her pinch run yesterday, actually, for LaBelle again, or not, for LeBlanc.
Very successfully as well. Pinch run was put on in first, stole second, went to third on a passed ball, and then came home easily after a hit. And so,
and she got a hit on her at bat, I believe, or she at least made contact. I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't, but that was in their back and forth heart wrencher with a loss with Ontario, where they lose 12-11.
In the bottom of the seventh,
helped them tie it up to send it to extras, but now we have
top
LaBelle.
of the seventh, I should say.
0-0 pitch called strike.
Back to the top of the order. This is where you want to be. Good job by Fournier to get a hit there.
Do have 2 outs. In the dirt.
Dugas obviously looking to try to score on a hit here.
Two, 1. Trying to you don't want to give her an easy hit that she can put where she wants in play. You want to make her kind of bloop it. A little high. Let it go out. See if Glenn's awake. Oh, it goes over him. I think we have a frozen camera over there on third base, so he's gone over to maybe reboot it. 2-2 is the count. Is the pitch. Down, and Hepner able to grab it and get it to first, so no damage.
Nice little underhand toss there.
As we are end of the 6th inning, it is 6-3 Manitoba. We'll be going to the top of the 7th and maybe our first 7-inning game, but we'll be back after a short commercial break.
The town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg, we offer our residents an abundance of services and amenities, from quality schools to a hospital with a fully functioning emergency room to great seniors housing. Our recreational facilities are second to none. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, the Heritage Arts Centre, Fines Field at Quarry Park, our paved walking paths, nature trails, and our jewel, Kinsman Lake. Stonewall has a strong base of businesses full of dedicated community-minded entrepreneurs that include a full range of retail and personal service businesses. Our industrial park has grown significantly in recent years, demonstrating the robust economy of our community and surrounding area. The quality of life experienced by our residents rivals any other community, which is why Stonewall is a great place to call home.
So top of the 7th, this is a close game. The first, well, no, it's not the first close game. Ontario versus Quebec yesterday was a close game, but that was a high-scoring game. 6-3 here. Still not 10 runs in this game. It's just like we said, no game has a single team not got 10 runs. Now combined, the teams have not got 10 runs. Of course, Manitoba's coming up, and they're going to be wanting 10 runs for themselves. Trying to. We did say that you could probably put 11 hits on Manitoba and only 2 errors for Quebec. We had those 2 close ones earlier, which first pitch Gagne to Olivia Sheldon. You know, we wouldn't complain much, but then they gave a hit that I think was even more error-worthy the other way, so it just kind of... I don't complain about the umps back here, but we do complain about the scoreboard, apparently. Man. Roxanne cheering on Manitoba, and this is a good game. There's a little bit of excitement, even in the heat. I think we're up to 33-34 already.
Up and into the stands.
Not quite sure where that hit. You saw where that hit?
Hit that fence back there on the top of the stands.
Ah, okay. Lost sight.
Sheldon hits to second base to first. And
Round
for
out.
the first out.
Oh. Jamie Johnson coming up. Got a walk her first time.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Jamie Johnson.
So we did hit 33 in this game. 33 degrees. And it looks like it's still 33, so... Ooh, call strike 1. It's very warm, but that breeze kind of died down. I think I felt it a little bit coming back. Hopefully it's making a comeback. Oof. Strike 2. Make a comeback like Disco and the Bee Gees, maybe.
Make a comeback like Ontario did against Quebec earlier in this tournament.
Pop up. Oh!
Good hustle.
Great play. I believe that's Gouvernement. It's either Gouvernement or Fournier. There's
Unable
a 7
to
in
make
it,
that
but
catch. Just popped out of her glove. But good effort to get there.
and they did call out an error, call out a hit, which I think is
well, that would be very mean to the fielder if you call that an error.
Well, it's just the first 2 that we kind of referenced. It's kind of half-half. Ooh.
Last inning, Laura Kilbride able to lay down a sacrifice bunt.
You can't be certain. I think Olivia Shelton's kind of hobbling around over in the dugout there. Kind of maybe walking it off. I could be wrong. It just kind of out of the corner of my eye, I saw it looked like she kind of was being helped, but could be wrong there. It'd be interesting to see. Good drive. Kilbride bounces out a shortstop. Ooh, might still be able to save the play, and they does.
Yes.
So 1 out, not the way she would have liked it. She'd have liked to catch that ball, but she was able to trick Jamie Johnson out enough to go back and save that out. And that'll bring Caitlin Culligan to the plate.
1 for 4 in this game.
Of course, I say that about Olivia Shelton. Maybe she was warming up and coming back, and a teammate was just throwing her arm around her and just to talk to her. Kind of loud over there in the dugout. You might, pass ball. What a tip, so
right
can't
at her
advance.
feet.
Yeah, when loud, sometimes you have to throw an arm just to hear. So hopefully that's what it was called strike 2. We'll see if Manitoba does make a pitching change. Hepner is at 43 pitches, so yeah, you might want to keep her for tomorrow. Clicks it again, keeping her bat alive. Making Langley on
2
deck
outs
and
here, top of the 7th.
fill in Batgirl. We'll run across our camera there.
See,
Down low.
Team Ontario has left the building. They're sitting right behind us.
Going to get ready for the game against Nova Scotia. I did reference that. Cassidy must
Yes.
not listen to me very well. Ooh, ouch. Hit her ankle, but she'll take it. Talking about cheering and happy, you get hit, and you're down 1-2 in the count, and you get on base. You'll take it, even if it means a bruised ankle. We have
Lord Kilbride
Brittany.
moving up to second.
Brittany Langley coming up the plate. And we talked about two out offense, and Manitoba looking to do that again here. And Brittany Langley does have an RBI single. She's reached on a fielder's choice. about to say feasible choice.
I guess it
might
might
be
technically be true. Foul tip there.
Renee Gegwich giving the shocked wow face emoji. Hard crank, shortstop, plays it, off to second, and that'll end the inning.
Well, in the inning.
For the emoji for this game, and it's kind of a fitting emoji. Now you can Facebook, you don't just have thumbs up, and it's a close game, and we enjoy that. So we'll be back.
Due up for Quebec, Gouvernement, Catterall, and Levesque. That's 2, 3, 4 in the order. We will be back with those with the last chance for Quebec.
So, Caitlin Hepner, again, she's at 40. Well, somehow it went from 43 to 44 in between innings, but up to 44. So I doubt they're bringing out just for one pitch.
Yes.
We've seen coaches riding their pitchers right to that pitch count, but I'm guessing they're comfortable with her not being able to pitch tomorrow, saving her for medal games. It does look like Manitoba will be in a medal game, and hometown fans go for gold.
I do have a win over Saskatchewan.
Eliane Gouvernement having a solid game through and through. I believe she made that great effort in right field last inning. And drives it to center to make the center fielder run, but does get underneath it. Now we have Catterall. Sina Catterall.
Catterall moved from right field to catching today, as Castillo moved to third. Correct. Not doing many substitutions, but rearranging quite a bit.
Ooh, nice hit, but maybe a little bit high. Center fielder doesn't have to run there.
Yeah.
Puts that one out. Brittany Langley.
All of a sudden, Manitoba 1 out away here.
We have Ariane Levesque.
That's Brittany Langley in center making 2 catches.
Ariane looking to keep the chance alive here at Quebec. Off to first base, but a really good outing at pitcher as well today. And just a good game all around, I believe. Looking here, she has a hit and a sacrifice RBI. A 1 for 2 with an RBI is always a good day. And also a good day on the mound. Big breaking ball, doesn't come down enough.
Almost had that break. Just maybe broke a little late.
Ooh. Those hard tickbacks, they always make me cringe. Of course, the very first game yesterday, we saw take it high in his chest protector right below the neck, and he just took like a champ, almost like a robot.
But didn't react at all.
No. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball to pitcher, and that'll be it. Hepner
underhanded toss, and Manitoba getting the victory, 6-3 over Quebec.
What a great game, eh?
Just an absolutely great game. Finally, I think we're seeing some guess I'm a bit of an old school baseball fan. I know everyone else likes long balls, but I like to see some good pitching, some good defense. So it was nice to see this game.
Yeah. Like we said, no game has a team not gotten to 10 points. A combined 9 points between the two teams, so that's just amazing. I believe you've chosen who you want to interview regardless, or you still want to see who they give player of the game to?
I think I'm going to wait to see what they choose
for
the game.
You have a strong suspicion, though.
Yeah, I have a strong suspicion.
All right, you're not going to release it, but again, even on Quebec, though, there's so many players that had solid games. Levesque, Ariane Levesque, 1 for 3 in the game, RBI, amazing pitching. And you play a game like that, and it's kind of heartbreaking that you don't have a W to show, but Quebec should not hang their heads.
Isabelle Denis also pitching, also has a hit in the game. So
yeah, did very well as well. It becomes a game. Nova Scotia as well. The Manitoba-Nova Scotia game tomorrow is going to become huge for both, for Nova Scotia and Quebec. Well, for all three teams. That tiebreaker, we might have a bunch of 2 and 2s.
Yeah.
Ariane Levesque. Levesque getting player of the game, which I think is what Cassidy and I had decided seemed fitting back here in the booth.
Starting pitcher number 12,
Jamie Johnson getting the
nod for that. Jamie Johnson coming in, starting pitcher, and came in hit in the 7th inning.
So have you made it?
Yeah, well, I think I'll grab the starting pitcher for this game.
Jamie Johnson. So we'll stay tuned with us. Jamie Johnson will be here. We will give a shout-out while he goes and runs over. And remember, we will be having Jason, I was like Jackson, no, Jason Miller, Executive Director of Baseball Manitoba, after the interview with Jamie Johnson. Shout-out to, though, Sanova Credit Union. Just thank you again. Just our inning sponsor all tournament as well. Girls kind of exchanging, numbers. You can see some hugs going on right in front of our camera there. And again, these girls, a lot of them play together clubs, both across Canada, but even some of them play American ball. Some even on U18 boys teams in and around the country. So we'll have the interview right away, and again, a second interview on a separate broadcast. So stay tuned. Or stay on our page, but it'll be a new feed. And get that set up. I see Cassidy and see Jamie, and I'll get Cassidy as mic.
Okay, and we are here with Jamie Johnson, starting pitcher for Manitoba. Manitoba coming out on top 6-3. Jamie, obviously one of the more lower-scoring games of this tournament so far. Were you expecting that?
Not really, no. Quebec's a really strong hitting team, so we were just played good D, and we did well. So we're excited.
You had a few really quick innings. How key are those innings to bringing momentum to the rest of your game?
They really are. Long innings drag you out, and they're tough to play against. So getting quick and back on the sticks is really important, I think.
How do you think you handled the heat today?
It was tough, but I think we did good, drinking lots of water and staying out in the shade when we're not on the field, so that was good. I think we did all right.
And obviously, after you're done with hitting, you move to shortstop. How do you feel? How do you feel about making that transition?
I'm good. I'm comfortable with it. I've done it lots, so it's good, nice, and not too bad.
And when you went to shortstop, I believe the first ball in play came right to you. Do you like having that as a shortstop as that, or do you like to have a feel for the game a little bit more?
I don't know. I don't mind it. I like getting the ball. You always want to make the play. You want to be in the play, so that was good. I was excited to get that.
And obviously, facing down Nova Scotia tomorrow in a game that looms large for both of you in the standings. Can you maybe talk about what the approach will be tonight in preparing for, or tomorrow for preparing for that game?
Just lots of rest, staying out of the heat while we can, and just play good defense, be prepared to play defense against a good team, and we'll be good.
Okay. Well, thanks you. Is there somebody watching that you might want to give a shout out to?
My parents are here, and my family, and yeah. So hello.
Thanks to Jamie Johnson for doing that. Starting pitcher went 4 innings. I believe the first pitcher in this tournament to go 4 innings, or one of the few. Stay tuned to the Manitoba Sports Network. We will have an interview with Baseball Manitoba executive coming up right away. So be sure we're going to restream now. We're going to go stop the stream, and we're going to restart a new stream for that. So I'd say don't touch that dial, but don't touch that browser would probably be right. For Cassidy Dan Kochik, for Kevin Larson, signing off for the Manitoba Sports Network.